So now there's all this talk about 2012 and the end of the world. And one of the things that I'm trying to do, I'm trying to do these urban survival classes. These urban survival classes, what I'm involving with is getting people to have a little bit more faith in themselves, you know, to have a little bit more confidence that they can survive different things. It's just really knowledge about what could happen, like those poor people that just what happened in Japan. The difference is in Japan, for the most part, they unify, they come together. And the United States is based more on greed. I mean, the hard part about that is that when things go bad here, we loot, we do bad things. In Japan, they kind of utilize to try and, there wasn't as much looting as there is, and I don't know if that's true or not because maybe they're shutting that down, but more people unified and coming together and working together. I think what we need to do is become more independent and recognize what we need to do to survive different situations and to help other people to survive them as well. Because I don't think if New York gets hit with a tidal wave that it's the end of the world. It's just the world doing what it's doing. Now, it's quite possible that we may be hit by a meteorite or that some alien invasion may happen or something like that there, but it's really kind of irrelevant, you know, to who you are as an individual. You know, how your world connects with this universe and how you investigate your universe as an individual and how that individual plays a part in this world that we live in and what we're doing is what's truly important about evolving and becoming more. To me, all these predictions that were done by all these civilizations in the past that no longer exist was kind of a tribute to what really happens, you know. History just always, one power dissolves for another one to be replaced by it, you know. And I think what we need to see is that 2012 really represents a state of consciousness, a change in your being, a change in your thought process. It's about evolving and becoming more. When you hear like the saying to become greater than the sum of your parts, doesn't mean to discard your parts. What it's saying is to understand them. So when you talk about Kung Fu, when you talk about anything that a person does that reaches a level of excellence, it's understanding how to use the parts that you have. Overall body consciousness, which is what the arts is truly supposed to represent. So 2012 and stagnant chi is where we're at right now. So the world is moving, it's doing things, things are happening, but humans are using it as an excuse instead of coming together and banding together and seeing that changes need to be made. Now, I'm not saying we can change in politics, and I'm not saying, though we should, you know. I'm not saying that we should change our greed factors and all of these things. I think that's a long time coming. But I think as an individual, true change can happen. You know, and as an individual, you are going to come into this world alone. Though you may have somebody waiting for you, like Yogi Berra waiting for me to come out, you know, but you're coming into this world alone, and you're going to go out of it alone. Your universe, whether the whole planet blows up or you die alone, you still are going to be alone. It's that journey that you should be concerned with, and how are you discovering, and what are you discovering about yourself in this life. Life is just about practice. It's about practice of getting better, or you could just exist. Like you're going to live forever. We exist like we're going to live forever. But everything is a matter of practicing to have a better understanding of who and what you are. You know, not that, you know, to gain so much materially and to just lose it in the end. You're only borrowing it. We're only borrowing this planet. You're only, the last thing that you do that you own is your breath. And once that is done, you're done. So you're only borrowing this. The idea is, what are you doing with it while you're here? And as far as the planet goes, what are we doing with the planet while we're here? We get so caught up in our own power struggle struggles and our own egos that we forget who and what we are about, and we just want to possess. It's like in relationships. Relationships we call a relationship, but a relationship becomes a possession instead of being a real relationship, instead of being a partnership. Well, how much more should we be in partnership with our planet? How much more should we have a relationship with it? When instead, we feel we possess it. We feel we can control it. We can't control it. It can wipe us out at any time. One meteor hits the planet. Boom, we're gone. One giant tsunami. The Yellowstone volcano erupts, and it wipes out most of the world. We're not in control. What we need to develop is a relationship, both with ourselves and with our planet. It's a state of consciousness. It's about waking up from one state of being to another. To me, 2012, what it's trying to say is if we don't wake up, if we don't change our perceptions, then we are on a downward climb. We're going down instead of coming up. When the consciousness should be moving up through us, and we should be coming into different states of consciousness. Instead, we stay in our same consciousness, we stay in the same system, we stay with where and who we are, and we don't change as an individual, and we don't change as a race. I think it's frustrating because you would like to see us as an overall race change, because we have the abilities to evolve and become better. But I can't deal with life that way as far as seeing our political structure and our way the world is changing. But I can see us changing as individuals, because that's how you're going to go. So maybe we can't change the state of consciousness of the way our world is, but we can stay and we can change the state of consciousness within ourselves. And that may change, other individuals may change, and maybe it starts to kick off something. So to me, 2012 is about a perception and consciousness. And the world now, our planet, is just coming into a part where it's giving us warning signs.